Hey everybody, Josh for Populi here, and today we're looking at a question, and that question is, why can't this student see this course on the registration tab? We're going to look at what you need to troubleshoot courses not showing up there for specific students. The truth is that the answers will shock you.
No, I would not classify the answers as shocking. They're actually just informative.
The truth is that the answers will inform you. In order to access what you're looking at today, you would need either the academic admin or registrar roles. We're assuming that you have a working knowledge of how to manage enrollment and students getting their registration tab and all that. But if you need to brush up on that, we've got the video linked below down in the description. And if you watch that video, you'll see that I actually make a really similar joke about being surprised about mundane information over on that one as well. I'm running out of material, guys. At the very most basic level, in order for students to be able to see courses for which they can register, enrollment must be open for a term and a profile needs to have an active student role. Here's what it looks like when a term's enrollment is open. We'll go to academics, and then here we'll choose the correct term. And then down here under online enrollment, we'll make sure that we're good with these dates. The current date and time have to fall between the start and end date for that term's online enrollment settings. Here's what it looks like when a profile has an active student role. You can see over here, this role is active. Go to another profile here. You can see this role is inactive. In addition, the term needs to have courses. So if we go back to the academic term and then to courses, make sure we're looking at the correct term there at the top. We can see that this term has courses in it. If there are no courses in the term in which to register, the student can't see them. That's probably obvious. Further, courses and students will generally need to have matching programs. We'll circle back on generally. This means that if we want this student to see the English 101 course instance on their registration tab, and that this student has an active undergraduate program like we see over here, then we also need to see that the relevant course catalog entry here needs to have that program listed there as well, the matching undergraduate program. It does, so this does match. And also we must remember that it is generally the case that if you have multiple campuses, the campus listed on the course must match at least one campus listed on the student profile. Again, we will circle back on generally. Let's go to the English 101 course instance and then to the settings tab. And if we go down to campus, we can see that satellite is set there. You can also see this on the syllabus tab. You see the satellite set there as campus as well. Then we'll go to a student profile and onto the student tab there. And then we can see over there on the right that campus is set there too. That student does have that campus, so we have a match. Let's recap. Online enrollment must be open for a term like we see here. And then that term has to contain courses like we see here. We need a match between an active program on a student like we see here, and then the program set on the course catalog like we see here. If you have more than one campus, we also need a match between the campus set on the course instance. We can see that here, right there. And then back on the student's profile on the student tab, we want to see that campus match there as well. If a student does not have a registration tab or does not see a particular course listed on their registration tab, those are the first things to check. Term enrollment is open with courses, program match between student and course catalog entry, and then campus match between student and course instance. I know that's a lot, but that's the key to this issue. Those are the basics. There are other things that can affect course visibility on a student's registration tab. One thing is, what is the student choosing to look at? They can control what kinds of courses they're seeing. So if we go to a student profile and onto the registration tab, they can choose whether they're looking at courses that they could enroll in or courses that they could audit. We're going to leave it set to courses to enroll in here. And then over here, we can choose to see only courses that are available with no conflicts. But then under that, we can choose to see all available courses. And these might be throwing conflicts here. So you can see we've got a scheduling conflict here. And then we've got courses that were passed or that they were previously enrolled in. So those are showing up. And then we've also got the ability to see just all courses. So even courses that would not be available to a student like this one that has unmet prereqs. But what else can happen? Well, each course instance has its own self-enrollment field on the settings tab, and that controls whether or not students can enroll in the course. That's obvious. But if we click into it, we see that there's also a visibility setting there. And so if we set that visibility setting to hide during self-registration and then save that on this 421 course here that was previously visible, and then go back to that student's profile onto the registration tab, we can see that that course is now no longer available here, or even if we open that up to all courses, it just doesn't show up for that student. It has disappeared. Something else that, I don't know, you might be interested in here. People wonder, does the course set to published is no mean that students cannot see it on their registration tab? Well, fascinatingly enough, they still can. So this is English 321. If we go back to the student's profile to the registration tab, we're looking at that English 321 course, which was set to published is no, and you can see that it still shows up here. What having a course set to published is no does is it actually changes what happens when you click on the course here. Clicking there on an unpublished course just says this course is not open to students. So the students can't actually go to the course and say, look at the syllabus like you might be able to do on courses that are published. Yet another thing that can happen, add drop dates like you see right here on a term control whether or not students can register for courses, right? Online enrollment ends when that add drop day is reached. But guess what? A course instance can have its own add drop date, and that date might already have passed. As you can see here, we've got this course instance, that 321 instance again set to add drop is January 6th. So let's go back and look at that from the student's perspective. And as you can see here on that student's profile, it's not showing up here the way that it was before with that changed date. If we look at all courses, it doesn't show up there either. So once the add drop date is passed for a specific course, it doesn't show up on the registration tab. It's your lucky day if you're still hanging on watching this video because you get to dig very deep. Remember that I said that generally there needs to be a match between the program on a course catalog entry and a student's active program, and that I said a similar thing about campuses, that a course instance needs to have the same campus that a student has. Well, I'm going to demonstrate this through various permutations so that you don't have to. What happens in situations where, say, a student doesn't have any program or a course catalog entry doesn't have any program, and then the same thing for campuses. So what happens if a course catalog entry does not have a program set? We're looking at this course catalog entry right here, and there's no program there. So let's go back over to the student perspective. So we're going to use a student here that has an active undergraduate program. Look at the registration tab. Even though this course does not have a program set at all, it still displays here. Just to be thorough, we're going to flip over and set this science course here to graduate and then add that in and save that. and then we'll flip back and go back to that registration tab. And as you can see, that science course no longer shows up there, doesn't show up under all courses anywhere. So courses without any program set can be seen by students with any program. Don't take this as a recommendation to leave courses programless if you want all students to have access to a given course. That can cause other issues. Now let's see what students can see if they don't have a program. This student does not have a program. And if we go to his registration tab, we can see that both courses set to graduate, like this course, and undergraduate, like some of these other courses, are showing. So if a student doesn't have a program set, they can see courses set to any other program. Let's look at the same thing with campus. So in this situation, we've got a course instance without a campus, and then we have a student with a campus. Here you can see there's sort of a column for campus here. So the fact that this course doesn't have anything in that column means that it doesn't have a campus. This course does. And you can see that this course is showing up even though there's no campus. Courses without a campus set are visible by students with a campus. I've removed that campus from the student now, so let's see if I can see courses that are set to the satellite campus. And it was History 301 that had the campus, and now you can see that it doesn't show up here at all. So if a course has a campus and a student does not have any campus set, the student will not be able to see the course. This breakdown of visibility should be comprehensive, but if you've checked all of these things out and still don't see a reason why a given student can't see a given course, get in touch with our support team, that's support@populi.co, and they'll be able to get to the bottom of things for you. And don't forget to check the description for related resources. If you want to dig deeper and get more value out of Populi for your school, join our Discord server. It's where Populi users can ask each other questions and capitalize on community knowledge. If you want to become a part of that community, go to Help in Populi and choose Join the User Community. That'll take you to a spot that has instructions about how you can get set up. I've been Josh for Populi, and you've been great. Thanks for watching.